All right. So as I told you guys last week and the week before and the week before that, I've been gambling. I dabble a little bit. And so we are putting my gambling picks to the test. We're putting it on wax. The NBA is a lot more difficult to gamble on than the NFL. I went like 55, 60%. No one's ever going to believe me because I didn't have any proof. So I'm putting the proof here on the pod so that, we can, see what I actually do. Do not forget, if you are listening, I want to thank you guys all again. If you're still listening, we're trying to make some money here. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review, give all the 5-star stuff, good 5-star stuff as we push forward. So last week, a little bit of a tough week. I went 1-2. Had a chance for 3-0. I kind of feel like I got fleeced a little bit. I chose 3 games, and I said this week I'd choose 5, so I did choose 5 this time. But for right now, I chose 3 games last week. I went 1-2. The first game I chose was the Bucks +9 at home against the Cavs, and the Bucks lost by 12. The reason why I feel like I got fleeced is because going into the fourth quarter, and let me find it. Going into the fourth quarter, oh crap. The Bucks were only down. There we go. Going into the fourth quarter, the Bucks were down 5 or down 7. And they actually were down 10 at halftime, so they were kind of struggling. But the Bucks have played the Cavs tough all this time, and all of a sudden, fourth quarter comes, they can't play no defense. Bucks lose by 12, whatever. The one that really bothers me, I have the Sixers -5.5 against the Jazz. They won by 4. The part that bothers me the most about that is the Sixers were up 18 points going into the fourth quarter. 18 points. They lost the fourth quarter 39-25. Lost fourth quarter by 14 points, won the game by 4. They were up 18 points. I had them at -5.5. That's supposed to be in the bag. In the bag. You want to talk about frustrated? That's frustrating right there. And then, of course, I had the Pistons -3. They were at Portland. They won by 7. They were actually up 11 going into the fourth. So going into the fourth quarter of all 3 of those games, all my bets were about to hit. All of them. And somehow, some way, that Sixers one is still wild to me. Because, of course, I'm not watching the Sixers and Jazz. I didn't know that Maxey nor Paul George were playing. I should have known that before. Rookie mistake. I'm an idiot. But that's just kind of how that went down. So I went 2-1 2 weeks ago. I went 1-2 last week. That puts us at 3-3 so far. And I've got 5 games for you guys this time. I'm not a big parlay guy because I cannot stand, as I pull up my DraftKings, I cannot stand losing a parlay by 1 leg or, I've got 7 legs here and 6 of them were right and I could have made a lot of money, but instead I had to put them all together. And so that drives me nuts. So no parlays, 5 single plays. All right. Number 1, and actually let me write these down. I've got Toronto +6.5 against Portland. Now, I want to say they're at Portland. So I want to say they're at Portland, but Toronto has won. I want to say they've won 3 or 4 in a row. They also seem to also play everybody tough. So again, this is a team just like when I chose Raptors +7 against the Magic a few weeks ago. They actually won the game. Portland's not that good. Toronto's not that good either. But when it's 2 teams that aren't that good, 7 points is a lot of points. So I got Raptors +6.5 at Portland. I told you I'm an idiot because I'm an idiot. I've got the Sixers again. They're +7 at Dallas. Mavericks are hurt all over the place. When I look at the injury report, I don't see Paul George on there. I don't see Tyrese Maxey on there. They're not really playing for anything other than pride. Now, again, I'm looking at when I say the injury report, I'm looking at I go on ESPN, I scroll way down the bottom, and it says guys out, game time decision or out or whatever. And I don't see their names. We know Kyrie's out. We know there's no more Luka. We know AD's out. We know that Dallas is struggling with injuries. So give me the +7, even though I'm probably an idiot and if the Sixers don't cover this, especially if they blow it, if they were going to cover it and don't cover it, we'll be done with the Sixers. So we'll mark that Mark that down. I've got the Hawks -5.5 at Brooklyn. That's just a matter of, I think the Hawks should win by 5.5 at Brooklyn. Now, granted, won't be surprised if Brooklyn wins. I also won't be surprised if the game is super close. I won't be surprised if it's a 15-point game. When these teams aren't very good, I kind of just lean to, okay, but the Hawks got somebody who, is cooking. This next one's interesting to me. Oklahoma City at Milwaukee -4. Now, again, I know they weren't at home, but against the Cavs, the Bucks were a 9-point underdog. Now they're a 4-point underdog against the Thunder. I wonder if it's a size thing. 4 points honestly feels low, and it feels easy. Now, again, I'm not a gambling expert, so 4 points to me very well might be a ton in basketball, but it feels easy. It feels like, okay, Oklahoma City's going to win this game. They're going to win by more than 4 points. But again, OKC just played. They're going to back-to-back. Maybe they drop one. And they're on the back-to-back, and they're going all the way to Milwaukee. So maybe they drop one, but I don't know, man. I like Oklahoma City -4. I guess, they're going from Detroit, which they're up north still, so it's not super, super far travel. I don't know. I like Oklahoma City -4. And then the last one, I did Minnesota at home -13 against the Jazz. Now, again, the Jazz burned me with the Sixers, but I think that's more of a Sixers problem than a Jazz problem. The Timberwolves, the biggest thing with those big spreads is, like, okay, if you're up 20 points with 8 minutes to go in the game and you're going to go sit your guys down, you win by 12, you win by 11 because it was a blowout, like, that gets tough. And if the game is close throughout, you're keeping your guys in the whole time, but usually those teams who aren't as good, once you let them, like, stay in it for long enough, everything just gets harder. So those those 12, 13, 11 points, I usually don't take the favorite with those, especially in basketball. But the Timberwolves have won 7 in a row. They're rolling right now. They're at home. They're still fighting to get out of the play-in. They're fighting with the Warriors, who are also rolling. So it's kind of crazy that those two teams are hitting their stride. The Lakers were far enough ahead before this 4-game losing streak. That's why I didn't choose them at -3.5 against Phoenix, because I can't trust how they're playing right now, and I don't like Phoenix either. And I don't like when I cannot, like, pinpoint how it's going to go, because, like, both teams are trending in the wrong direction. 3.5 is too close. I think the winner is going to win by more than 3.5, but I don't know if that's going to be Phoenix or LA, so I don't know what to do. So that's why I didn't choose that. But anyway, Minnesota is rolling right now. It took them a long time, but they finally hit that stride, and I think that the Jazz are going to be another team that just gets bulldozed out the way. And so I think 13 points for Minnesota. Ant probably has a big game tonight. That's what I've got. So reviewing it for this week, Toronto Raptors +6.5 at Portland. Philadelphia Sixers +7 at Dallas. Atlanta Hawks -5.5 at Brooklyn. I chose a lot of road teams. Oklahoma City -4 at Milwaukee. And then Minnesota -13 against the Utah Jazz. Those are my Gamblin picks. As promised, I gave you 5. We're 3-3 right now. So a great week could take us, to another stratosphere, and a bad week can really set us back. So I'm excited to see it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter if you guys are tailing or if you guys think different. Love to hear it. But that'll do it for I've Been Gambling. And, we'll check in with it next week.